A new exhibition has opened at the PinchukArtCentre in Kiev, Ukraine, called Borderline Ukrainian Art from 1985 to 2004. It explores the development of contemporary art from the early 1980s until the recent so-called Orange Revolution. The exhibition investigates the driving forces of socially and politically engaged art, starting from the pre-perestroika era.
One theme is the idea of the perestroika, which has deeply influenced a lot of the practice in that time. Second was the question of identity, both personal and national identity, which was really a major issue at the moment that the Soviet Union collapsed. And the third element was the corruption of morals, which especially in the 90s came through as a mirroring of what was happening in society.
Case History by photographer Boris Mikhailov shows social oppression, poverty and helplessness among the homeless. People who, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, failed at starting their own businesses, for example. When the Great Depression took place in the US, the American government financed photographers so they could show the Depression. Nobody gave money to us, but we did what photographers did in the US at that time. The topic of devastating poverty and loneliness in post-Soviet Ukraine is covered by another artist too. Sergei Bratkov has created a video installation of an old lady gorging in a soup kitchen. That was shot in Crimea. An old lady who probably doesn't have relatives comes to eat her soup. She takes a jar of soup and she's so hungry she even gathers up the breadcrumbs. Administrative chaos was one of the features of Ukraine during the 1990s and is reflected in this installation called Fountain of Exhaustion. It was created when the water was cut off in the large city of Kharkiv.
That's a project of 1994, and the simple meaning of this fountain is the exhaustion of the society, the inability to continue the life in the way it was before. Unfortunately, since 1994, not so many things has been changed.
The artists exhibited are defining the position of art in post-Soviet Ukraine and seeking to confront the country's history, regain artistic freedom and develop a critical artistic voice. Their work reflects a society that has had to reinvent itself through instability, ideological shifts and social changes.